बाबा के चरणों में मेरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम और सभी को प्यार भरा साई राम। साई के संग, और may I call it साई मेरे संग. That's how I would like to begin sharing my Sai journey with you. You know, it's a very simple, straight sharing of experiences. Unlike many others, there has been no epiphany, no dreams, no visions, but only my personal experiences. I feel he's been with me for as far as I can recall. As a child, I would go to Ramasharanam with my grandparents and my mother. And till date, I recite Amritvani. In fact, I remember it by heart. And I've also had the opportunity to work in the old age section of Radha Swami Dera Byas. And so, coming from a family of diverse followings, diverse followers, somewhere this spark, this guiding light of love called Sai entered my life. My husband being with civil services, so we have traveled all over India. And so in one of such postings in Bangalore, we were just nearing the end of our Bangalore tenure. And my husband heard about the Sai ashram in Whitefield. He came back very excited and he wanted all of us to visit the ashram on Sunday morning. And which, amidst all my resistance and my cribbing and crying, because for working people, Sundays are precious. And so it was like wasting a Sunday morning going to and fro a place where I don't know. I mean, it was just, why are we going there? But we did. And it lasted for a couple of Sundays and nothing. I mean, I was like, okay. So one such weekend when I happened to be in Delhi, my husband and my mother-in-law went to Whitefield and they stayed beyond the darshan. And in fact, when I was there, we would move quickly. We would have darshan and get back home. So they stayed, and it happened to be Guru Purnima, and they could attend the bhajans. And so they came back ecstatic and told me, since you were not there, maybe, we got to attend bhajans and we had a beautiful experience. So not that it affected me much. And then the next phase, we got our transfer orders. We went to Indore, which is an MP. So not only the Sai Samiti is very active there, but also the school, Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Vihar, is very popular. So we landed in Indore, and I was told that by my husband, of course, that you and my daughter Shreya will be joining this school. And I, being a hardcore Delhiite, felt that, it will be too embarrassing to go around telling people that I work in a school by the name Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Vihar. Doesn't work for me. And in my head, I thought it's not happening. But until the admission process started, I put my daughter in some activity classes and I used to have the afternoons free to myself. So, Indore being a small city, the Sai Samiti very active. We got connected somehow. And I started going to Sathya Sai Vidya Vihar for the summer camp, which was going on. And during the summer camp, all the seminars, the talks, the chants, the bhajans that I attended, they were very impressive and they impacted me a lot. But my resistance took the better of me, and I did nothing about it. I attended the sessions, and after that, my daughter got admission in the school. And as I went to collect my appointment letter, my joining clashed with Indore Seva, Parthi Seva. So somewhere, I don't know, I was sitting there in front of the principal, who coincidentally was not a Sai devotee. And I heard myself saying that I would like to go for Seva. And I'll come back and join the school, which would have been 2 weeks later. So since he was a non-Sai devotee, he told me, ma'am, either you join school or you go for Seva. So decide. And again, I heard myself saying, sir, abhi to I'll go for Seva. And then let me come back. If the school still needs me, I'll be there. And why was I going for Seva? Not because of any spiritual or religious purpose, but just to see what it is all about. The Sai abode, Puttaparthi, if I had heard a lot about it till then. So we reached Puttaparthi, and Seva it was. I got Seva in the mandir, and going for Seva at all the odd hours, and the discipline duty, where if you've been to Puttaparthi, you would know from where Swami would enter. And at that point, there is the old people, the permanent devotees there, they sit, and then the VIP section starts. So I was deputed there, and in those days, somewhere in 2001, I think. So the permanent old devotees are not very kind to the Sevadal. So they would make sure that nobody gets to sit. At least I wouldn't get to sit, and was kept on my toes throughout. And time and again, my thoughts would go to those VIP ladies who were sitting there, and I would, in my head, think, okay, now that I'm here, why am I here and not there? So, yeah, Seva finished, and the next I went to Puttaparthi again, and due to my husband's resignation, I was not sitting here, but there in the VIP section, and enjoyed darshan, came back very happy. I don't know about what, about having achieved a materialistic pleasure, like, that I was sitting in the VIP section, and that's what gave me happiness at that point of time. So back to school, the school was waiting for me, and I joined school. And yes, and work started. I was working with children, enjoying myself thoroughly, as I always do. And suddenly something else pops up. And what is that? That was the first batch of Sri Satya Sai Educare, the Education in Human Values in Dharamkshetra, Mumbai. So the first batch had to be sent there, and 2 teachers from Satya Sai Vidya Vihar. Out of a total of around 250, 255 teachers, chits were drawn, and lo and behold, the first name is Neha Manocha. And I'm sitting there. I still remember my head spinning, and I'm sitting and thinking, no, this is not happening. It is just not happening. It's not right. Something has gone wrong. And that's what I'm telling the teachers around me, who are saying, oh, wow, your name has come and you're going. And I said, I'm not going anywhere. See, being in postings and a nuclear family, my daughter was at that time still in class 5. So I was like, this is not happening. I've never left her alone. I can't be leaving her alone in a place and, just be walking out for 45 days. So after that, I tried meeting the principal. There was a month to go. I tried meeting the principal not once, not twice, but it must have happened at least 7 to 8 times. I waited and waited, but something or the other came up either with him or with me. And I never got the opportunity to enter his office to say that, sir, I will not be able to go. So choose another name. So pick out another name. That didn't happen. And in the meantime, my mother in law stays with me. I mean, she would stay with me only. But my mother also happened to make a plan at the same time. And somehow things worked out. Swami paved the way. And initially, when my husband was very supportive and he said, you must go. So I kind of tried to scare him. I was like, if I go, you will have to wake her up early in the morning, dress her up, send her to school with her tiffin. When she comes back, make sure that, she eats her food, sleeps for a while, and gets up, goes out to play, finishes her homework, sleeps on time, doesn't sit in front of the television, and then again get her ready. And this you will have to do for a good 30 days, a minimum of, a month. So he was like, let it be, don't go. I think so. But Swami had something else in mind. And I did go for that course. And we being first generation Sai devotees, I knew nothing about Sai literature. Except for the word Sai and saying Sai Ram, I had nothing. I mean, there was no awareness, no nothing where I'm going and what's going to happen there. Our day would start with Omkar and Suprabhatam, bhajans, and then we would have our classes and the Bhojan mantra in between classes, shlokas, all Sai philosophy, Sai literature, all around me. And by the end of second day, I just got up and I told our coordinator, Dr. Pitre, I said, this is not happening. I don't know anything. I feel, totally ignorant here. So because all the other 13 participants from all over India were either principals or working or doing something or the other in Sai institutes, in Sai streams. So then I said, okay. I told him that, but then I also said that I'll make it work. Let me see. So I wrote down with hand all the shlokas, the Suprabhatam, the Bhojan mantra, and started putting it all over wherever we would attend classes, our dormitory, and the place where we would eat our food. And I started memorizing, learning, and I think the maximum Sai literature I read there. And it was a different experience altogether. So I came back, I wouldn't say a changed person altogether, but yeah, I came back with a lot of insight, with a lot of wisdom, if I can say that. So going back to what I said, the one philosophy that I got from there was first be, then do, and then tell. And that's what I actually practiced and adopted with my children. Whatever I wanted them to do, I tried to be. And then I was doing the same thing. And by the end of it, I felt that there was no need to tell, there was no need to say things in so many words. Things were just happening. So from there, bhajans, right? And I got hooked onto bhajans. And I wanted to sing. I wanted to sing when bhajans were going on. But sadly for me, or unfortunately, I would say, whenever I would sing during bhajan sessions, bhajans going on, and I could feel myself totally out of sync. I could hear myself going out of sur, no tal, no nothing. Because I was not a singing person, and I had never sang in my life. And I used to look around to see if anybody else could hear me sing when I was repeating. But thankfully, it was only me. And then I felt that I must learn how to sing, not realizing that it's going to be a tough journey as well. So there was this Ravi Bhai and Preeti Keledar. They were a part of Sai Samiti and the main lead singers there. I requested them to come home. Ravi Bhai started coming. My daughter did her 3 years of Indian classical vocal, and she gave exam also. And I started from scratch at the age of 35, 36 years. I was already that age, but so even to open my mouth to say a sare gama took me more than 5 to 6 days. When Ravi Bhai just got up with the harmonium one day and he said, "No, भाभी नहीं होगा तो छोड़ देते हैं." And then I said, "No, no, no, you can't go. I want to sing." So yeah, then for almost 3 years, I also learned. I practiced, and so the credit goes to him, to Swami, for guiding me and to whatever little I can sing now. So yeah, that was it. And then came the second round of Seva. Went for Seva, and this time I got Seva in the general hospital. So the timings were less rigorous, and the Seva was less intense as compared to the Mandir Seva. So I was a little relaxed, and there was a Sunday in the middle. So I was a little, kind of feeling that good, you get a Sunday to relax also. But Swami had other things in mind. So on Sunday, we were given special duties, sent to maternity wards, and to clean up all the soiled mattresses, and the unseen corners, the forgotten and unseen corners under the wash basins, the sinks which were used there day in and day out. We were told to clean that. So when I sat with my cleaning kit under one of those wash basins, looking at one of those forgotten and unseen corner, I broke down. That was the time I just broke down. I sat and I felt that this is where I am right now. This is my place. Swami is showing. He's shown me the good, the VIP darshan. I've done seva, and in the VIP section again. And now this is where I am, and there is also a ladder in front of me, which he wants me to climb. And yes, that's where it all started. And that was the toughest seva that I've done till now. And cleaning my insides also, maybe at that point of time. And all this stays for a short while. Let me tell you that, when you're in the beginning of your journey, it doesn't hold for a very long time. Once you're back home, you're back in your routine, things just take a back seat, and you just get on with the ways of the world. In any case, I came back, and Bal Vikas classes also started. I was not a trained Bal Vikas guru, but I had Haksar auntie with me, who would take the shloka part of the sessions, and the Veda chanting and the prayers, and I would do all kinds of activities and storytelling and dramatizing and all that, had a superb connect with children. And once they would come, they would not want to go back. It was very difficult to, send them back. So yeah, this was Indore, where Seva just took a very strong and systematic pace. And the next halt was Chittaranjan, a small place near Calcutta, where we were posted for almost a year, and I was shunting between Indore and Chittaranjan. But and we were still in the rest house in Chittaranjan, and my neighbor happened to be the chief medical superintendent. She was a South Indian lady, a Sai devotee, and our evenings would go in, discussing about our experiences in singing bhajans, exchanging notes, and then the Sundays would be organizing medical camps. And since I was not a medical person, days before that, they would be putting their kit together, and I would be sitting there with a pile of newspapers and making packets out of those newspapers, which would be used for, putting medicines in. And that was my contribution there. And whatever little, I still felt I was an important part of the team. And that's how Swami made me feel, I would say. And from there, I remember going to the interiors of the villages and the lepers colony, and sessions were held before that to tell us that it's not contagious, so it's okay to interact with them and to talk about hygiene with their children, with the ladies, with the whole family. And that's what we did wholeheartedly there. And so the learning never stopped. It just went on and on and on. From Chittaranjan came Delhi, my hometown. I was thrilled to be back to Delhi. But the Seva, the wheels of Seva, which had taken a very intense pace, came to a slight halt as we came to Delhi, as we entered Delhi. Because Delhi, the job, household, family, getting back to your own hometown, meeting friends, being with family, it just, took all the time. And we ended up just going for bhajans to the Sai center. And Seva just almost came to a standstill, but for the once in a year Parthi Darshan, where my daughter and I once or twice did Seva in the general pool. And I would go to Puttaparthi for Darshan in the winters. And one such visit in winters, and I was booked for Bangalore the next day, as I joined some sessions and some course there. I bumped into so many people from Delhi, and whom I was acquainted with but had not actually interacted with them. So Poonam Dham came to me and she was like, "Oh wow, you reached much before us for Seva." And I was clueless. I said, "What Seva are you talking about?" And then she told me, "Are, we start Seva in another 2 days' time, and we're already falling short of hands. And I thought you were here for Seva." So in my head, I thought, Swami is inviting you again. And what better time and place? So I just shifted. I cancelled all my other plans and stayed back for Seva. And that's how the wheels again started rolling. And I started coming for Seva every year with the Delhi people. And so during one such Seva stint, what happened was that I decided to extend my visit, stay a little longer to complete the Seva, as the school had reopened for the teachers, but not for the students. So I thought, till the students come, I have another 3 days and maybe I can just, stay here. And that's what I did. And I switched off my phone and I stayed. I did Seva for till the end. And when I reached back to Delhi and joined back school, I could see Neha Manocha's posters all over the school. And the principal she was, let me put it mildly not very happy with the fact that I had not taken permission, I had not taken leave, and was absent for 3 days without leave. So if I can say that I was reprimanded. And at that age, I had to hear quite a lot of things, and like how I had flouted the school rules, and how I have not stuck to the protocol and had made a mockery of the school system, and so I listened to all of that with my due apologies. I turned and then I asked, "Ma'am, can I offer you some prasad?" And I offered her vibhuti and came back. And a day later, I requested for a meeting with my principal, and a formal meeting. And she said, "No, I don't have time right now." So I said, "Ma'am, that's okay. I'll wait." 10 days, 20 days, a month passed, and we bumped into each other. And she says, "You still want to talk to me? You still want that meeting?" I said, "Yeah, it's an important meeting. It can wait." So she says, "Okay, I'm walking till my office talk." I said, "No, it has to be across the table." So, okay, she says, "Come," and we sit across the table, and she's like, "What is it about?" So then I told her that, "Ma'am, this is the time of Delhi Seva, and this is how I want to start my year. And I want to know how to go about asking for leave and how do I get my leave sanctioned." She says, "No, it's simple. You apply for leave." And I said, "And then what happens?" She says, "I sanction it or I don't." So I said, "What happens if you don't sanction it?" She says, "You don't go." I said, "No, it doesn't work like that. That's not why I'm here." Because that's not an option. I mean, I'm here, I'm going to apply for leave, and I want that leave to be sanctioned. So she says, "How many days?" I said, "I can't say. That depends on how many holidays or weekends fall in that time duration. It can be 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, 5 days. I can't say." So she was like, "It doesn't work." And I just sat, I won't move. I said, "It has to work. We have to make it work somehow." So then she gave in and she said, "All right." And the rest of the year, I said, "Ma'am, you have to trust me. I'm not going to take leave unless it's very urgent or. So that's how my leave started getting sanctioned for Parthi Seva. And yeah, and but this year on Ladies' Day, I had thought that I'll take a half day and attend the Ladies' Day because I really wanted to. But on the other hand, in the school, we have, just behind the school, we have Sanjay Colony, from where most of our economically weaker section children come. And I don't know why, but I have some kind of a connect with almost all my children who are with me now, who were with me earlier, and whoever I see in the school, I feel like, I have to be there for them. I have to support them in whichever way I can. So I also needed to meet some parents in the Sanjay Colony, and Saturday was the only day that we were allowed to go during the school hours. So I chose going to Sanjay Colony and not to the Ladies' Day program, which was, I don't know, my loss. I felt later because everybody felt that I should have been there, but I wasn't. And that has happened many times. Other things took precedent over, it's majorly been my children, my students, whom I like to call, relate, because I relate to them as my children. And yes, that is how it works for me. And for me, and many like me, I feel the journey continues. It's a journey with revelations, feelings, emotions, reflections, guidance, and complete faith. And it ends with complete surrender, which for me has not come as yet. And the wait continues, but I'm on this journey with complete faith. And I know Swami is holding my hand. That's it. Sai Ram.